Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCTM PBS SoCal, and I'm joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. How is everyone today?
Great.
Thanks.
David, you've been looking into the problems that self-employed Californians are having in accessing unemployment benefits. What have you learned?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we know that more than 1 million Californians have already filed for unemployment, but the existing system through the state is really set up to handle claims from employees, not necessarily from all the self-employed Californians out there who've also lost work because of the coronavirus. I've talked with freelance musicians, video producers, other kinds of independent contractors who say when they go to the state's unemployment website, they're not really seeing guidance for independent contractors on how to seek benefits or even when they're going to be able to file. The federal coronavirus aid package does give these kind of workers access to unemployment benefits that they couldn't get in the past. But, at this point, what California officials are saying is that they still need further details from the federal government on how to implement these changes. So for now, freelancers in California are going to have to get by on whatever savings they have stored up.
Here in our newsroom, this is something we're going to be covering for a long time, and we'd love to hear from you with your experiences trying to get unemployment. Another issue we're covering closely is sort of what's being done to help shelter homeless Angelenos right now, which is something that Matt's been looking at.
Yeah, and the news today is more hotel rooms, 15,000 of them just in Los Angeles County. They're for people who are currently living on the street or are older and have underlying health conditions. And this is a part of an effort that's been going on for a few weeks, actually, using our existing case management system. There are people who have already been assessed for homeless services, but who haven't gotten access to housing. It's targeting, like I said, the older and those who already have underlying health conditions. The goal is basically to keep older homeless adults from getting infected and minimizing the number of people who will inevitably need to be hospitalized. And then just for context, in the last LA County homeless count, there were about 14,000 people who were over the age of 55 outside, the vast majority of them who were unsheltered.
Our education team, including Kyle, have been looking at the challenges facing schools and families right now, especially with special education students.
Yeah, and by special education students, we're talking about students with disabilities, and those disabilities range from dyslexia to autism to a student that I talked to who has a rare genetic disorder that has really limited his cognition, according to his mom, who I talked to. There are 800,000 of these kids across California. Each of them gets an individualized education plan, including a lot of different services like speech services, occupational therapy, physical therapy. What state officials have been saying is that these services can and will continue for these kids, even despite the fact that campuses themselves are closed. But what I'm hearing from a lot of parents is that these services are not happening, at least not yet. There may be plans in the works to restart those services. But the student with this genetic disorder, the parent that I talked to, said that even if they do resume, she isn't clear how he's going to access them in a meaningful way, because one of his issues is that he can't sit still in front of a computer.
And finally, on Friday in Los Angeles, there's going to be a new policy requiring people to wear masks when they go grocery shopping or go to the pharmacy. Elena's been looking at that one for us.
That's right. So LA Mayor Eric Garcetti issued an order. It goes into effect Friday, so that starting Friday, when you go into a grocery store, a pharmacy, or other non-medical essential businesses, you will have to wear a face mask. What this also means is that the employees of these businesses will have to wear face masks too, and their employers will either have to provide that gear or will have to reimburse them for it. And this is something many grocery store workers have been wanting for a long time.
Do we know anything about what type of masks are we supposed to be using?
Don't go out and get an N95 masks. We want to save those for medical personnel. If you do see someone out in the street wearing them, they might need them for medical reasons. Don't judge or shame. What you should be wearing is some kind of cloth mask that covers your nose and your face. That is the key.
Well, thanks so much to all of you from the KPCC and the LAist newsroom, and thank you for tuning in. Be safe, take care of your families, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.